So, this is why we have a love-hate relationship about Kenya Moore. Baby, I might not like Kenya. Like I could never befriend her. I don't think in real life unless it was off camera. I heard she's a wonderful friend off camera. And I understand she had to work her butt off to get this peach and hold this position. But this episode is the reason why I say she got a lot of mommy issues. Because I'm a girl's girl. And she always say, I'm a girl's girl. There will never be a point where, especially for somebody that I only had probably one or two, maybe three occasions with. Yes, Britt was wrong. And I like that they showed that in the beginning of the episode of her feeling remorseful about talking about she got a pew pew and her pew pew was on her at all time and she got a but I'm glad they show how she felt like, dang, I really messed up. Um Kenya and that's pew pew in this day and age, it is not taken lightly. People are losing their life over hats, shoes, because you said I'm ugly, because you said my mama, this and that. I'm not saying that it should be held lightly. I can see where Kenya is like, Brooklyn is all I have, and for you to threaten me over some miscommunication of or energy, as you will, I don't take lightly to that, and I get that. But for Kenya, you could do the background check and all this and that and the third and came with your receipts maybe at a later time of retaliation or whatever. Or at least heard her out. I think Britt should have reached out to her immediately and apologized instead of letting days go by and then just showing up to an event. You can't say you gonna pew pew somebody out of lack of because you feeling like they don't respect you and then come to their event and expect them to be okay. Now, like I said, I wouldn't have came to Kenya's event. Rather, they told me to come film or not. I would have said, respectfully, me and her are at odds, and I took it way too far, and I'm not coming to the event. But as far as Kenya Moore, I wouldn't have never wasted my moment for a newbie at all. That was so distasteful. When Portia said, get me out of here, I want to just pretend I wasn't even here. I was all the way there with her. When Cynthia was like, dang, why would you do that? And I get you a vet. You had to earn your stripes to be on this show. But Kenya, why? Why would you let your event? No one's talking about your salon. They talking about how you opened your salon. I would have never gave anybody the spotlight other than me and the person I did it for, my daughter. I wouldn't have never. That was so disgusting. And this is why I could never be Kenya's friend. I'm an imperfect human being. I might get a little fiery. You don't know me that well. And the first impressions is everything. And I'm not going to take away from Kenya feeling like, her life. But this is how your life, people don't be playing. This is how your life be in danger. Doing things like that. Public humiliation. People don't take light to that. You're supposed to be a girl's girl. I would never have an event and use that to bring down another woman. That is crazy to me. She did the same thing to Marlo. And at the end of the day, nobody ever be talking about Kenya Moore products. Because it's always at her events. And she might say, well, I'm known for this and that's what I do. But I can see why Bravo parted with her. Because the girl was feeling remorseful, just so apologetic the entire episode. The entire episode leading all the way up. And I feel, Britt's friend Kelly leaving. Like, you not about to, bro. I would have left too. I ain't gonna embarrass I would have left and been like, I'm going with my friend. She brought her flowers, a card, and play me in dust. Now that was cute. This was great TV, but it was terrible. And this goes back to why I don't like watching reality shows with our people. Look how what? Kenya. This was too much. You did the same thing poking at Portia. I'm glad that they showed clips of her and Portia interaction. Because that is the Kenya that we like. When Kenya's great, I'm loving Kenya. But when Kenya is wrong, like she all the way wrong, low down dirty. And this is when I say the mothering that she got, the lack of, I believe she had people in her life, but it's a difference when your mom, I feel like, is in your life in a healthy way. Because you would have never put somebody up for public humiliation like that. You didn't like it when people were, that was terrible. That was terrible. And then Drew and Portia, let me get into that real quick. I can't do a Drew. And I can't do a Portia either. She like, you're lying. And then when Drew be all condescending and really, I can't. For real? You really? No. Portia got some nerve to be mad, and she created a whole storyline with Phaedra about Candy. And I'ma always go back to that. Being a liar. And then you mad because she filming with your man. Girl, bye. And then Charles Oakley, he don't want to be on this show. He like, quit telling me all these people business. I don't care about this. She is so afraid to really speak because her man is going to embarrass her on TV. I mean, he's so annoyed. He gives very much, their relationship to me gives very much Robin and Juan from Housewives, the Real Housewives of Potomac. He don't want to be bothered with this show. I think he was told you just have to be in a couple scenes and be out there, but he's not the one she go spill tea to. She's like, well, I got to talk to you about it. He like, I don't want to talk to you about that. You on the show with a bunch of women. Go talk to them about your problems. I don't want to talk. Their relationship seem a little toxic, if you ask me. He don't want to be bothered. And he's giving male energy, but it's giving real, like he be annoyed with her a lot. Am I the only one feeling this way? But that's my thoughts on this episode, season 16, episode 5. Kenya, you're wrong, they're wrong. From Jerome, they're wrong. I also want to say, maybe Kenya felt like she needed to bring it up at her event because the world was going to see her talking about her pew-pewing her on TV, and she felt blatantly disrespected. You could come with your receipts, but you didn't have to do it at your event. That's something you do when y'all just sitting around. And that's all I gotta say. She could have came with her receipts like, don't come for me when you got this all over the internet. But to do it at her event is where she was wrong and wrong. And that's my thoughts. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.